To unplug Bhagavad Gita, we need to plug Bhagavad Gita in our life. How to plug Bhagavad Gita in our life? Anything we choose in our day-to-day life, we need to have faith on it, right? For example, whenever you are traveling, especially when I used to go to Australia, I always used to pick Qantas Airlines. Whenever you are having a particular choice in your life that is part of your journey, you take shelter of something where you have faith. For example, if you are trying to get married and a boy sees a girl or girl sees a boy, my choice of relationship, I'm confident that I can go forward with it and I can lead life. Then you say, yes, let us go ahead as life partners. So anything we choose in this world, we have certain kind of faith on the particular object which we pick. It might be a life partner, whether it might be a job. For example, when I was a IT professional in 97, I got 3 opportunities to go to onsite. One was US, another was Netherlands, and third was Australia. US and Netherlands pretty much was a very foreign country to me because those times there was absolutely no mobiles. You had no information about the other country. And if you are really traveling, when you come back home from Australia, hundreds of your friends and neighbors used to come and ask, how is the country? How is the culture? What do they eat? How do they walk? Where do they sleep? What kind of home they have? What kind of luxuries they have? What kind of car they have? I chose Australia because Australia was familiar to me. You can ask how. I used to watch cricket. And Australian players I used to watch day in and day out. Michael Bevan, Steve Waugh, Mark Waugh, David Boone. So many of my age cricketers who are playing, and I used to see all the cricket stadiums. And I was familiar with the landscape. So anything you pick, you need to have faith. Without faith, we will never ever be able to accept it in our life. For example, if doctor gives a medicine, doctor says you need to have a faith that this medicine is going to work for you. Especially if you are taking homeopathy medicines or Ayurvedic medicine, you need to have the conviction that what I'm consuming is going to really help me in whatever the problems I have in my body. If you don't have faith, how is it possible? If you are getting into a flight, you need to have a faith with the pilot. Because once the pilot goes up 35,000 feet above Krishna, that's it. It all depends upon one person, the pilot, his behavior, his thought processes, what he thought about his life that day is going to alter the future of so many people. And we take plunge, is it not? We take so many decisions in our life based on faith where you need to invest. So many things that happens in our life, we take a leap of faith and dive into it. Is it not? Each one of us do it. Similarly, Krishna also tells in Bhagavad Gita, Eme matamadam nityam anutishchanti manava. You need to have a leap of faith. This knowledge is going to help me in my own life. It can create a transformation in my life. That faith needs to be there. When you are picking Bhagavad Gita, unless and until you have a faith that Bhagavad Gita has something for me, are you going to pick up Bhagavad Gita in your life? It might be there as a decoration item in your house, somewhere in the corner. But picking it up and reading the verses of Bhagavad Gita requires faith. I will give you a very, very recent example of a Russian army soldier. And this army soldier was so kind of, aggressive. Whenever he used to get into the train, he used to hold the gun and ask each and every person to get out of the train. And he used to molest and rape all the girls in the train. Practically used to bring fear in the hearts of each and every person. And once what happened, soldier picked up the gun and said, all the men needs to travel to the another bogie. No men should be there in this bogie. In that bogie, there was a devotee who was sitting and chanting Hare Krishna mantra. He was a Russian. And he was holding his bead bag and chanting. And all the men went except this person, this devotee, who didn't even move. And this soldier became so angry, he got the gun and he put onto the head of that person, are you going to go or no? That person was peacefully chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, holding the beads. This person holding the gun waited for a minute, and seeing this person not even fearing about his own life, asked him, are you not fearful about death? This devotee said, I'm not this body. If you are going to hit me also, you are going to only kill my body, not the soul. And as soon as he said, immediately the soldier sat next to him. Then he started speaking to him. What you do, what are you chanting? Casually. Those times, there was no Bhagavad Gita book in Russia. They used to have pages of verses of Lord Krishna written. They used to keep those pages in their pockets. And this boy, this devotee, shared those pages and started reading with him. Read few verses from Bhagavad Gita. And this boy sat, this army soldier, and heard Bhagavad Gita from him and said, where can I get this knowledge more? And that devotee gave him one. Those days Russian temples were all kind of a hidden kind of a temples, because it is a communist country. You are not supposed to. Now at least some freedom is there. Earlier there was no freedom. He gave one, address where he can go. So that soldier got off into the next station, went straight to the temple, picked up Bhagavad Gita, started reading. Within 1 month, he gave up all that cruelistic mentality of him and became a devotee. And the transformation is such that when this soldier came to Vrindavan 5 years back, when I was also there, this soldier had another devotee who was co-sharing the room in Vrindavan, Mathura. And another roommate who happened to be my friend, he was staying with him. He had a habit of putting mosquito coil because of mosquitoes, lot of mosquitoes in Vrindavan. And he put the coil in the night because he needs to sleep. Immediately this devotee got up and he started saying, why are you putting the coil? You are trying to kill the mosquitoes. Don't you put the mosquito net and sleep? And this Indian devotee became curious. Who is this Russian boy who is telling me? And he went and sat with him and spoke to him. And this Russian soldier started explaining about his life journey, how he met a devotee in a train when he was trying to go through this entire violence, wherein he used to kick all the men out to the another bogie and used to molest and rape the girls in the train. And how he met a devotee and showed few verses of Bhagavad Gita, reading it. He became so inquisitive, he went to the temple, picked up the Gita. With faith, he started reading the Bhagavad Gita as it is, same book. He started reading this, and his life transformed. Because here also Arjuna is a soldier. And we are all soldiers too, isn't it? So the crisis Arjuna went through before hearing Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, the same crisis we all go through also. We too have an identity crisis, is it not? Am I a professional software engineer, or am I a warrior? Who am I? What kind of nationality I am? I'm a husband to someone, or wife to someone, son of someone. So many identity crises we have in our own life. Relationship crisis also we have. When we are going through our own life, Arjuna, in the situation of the battle, he had to face the grandfather, he has to face his brothers, he has to face his cousins, he has to face his teacher. And to win the war, he has to think about killing them. We too have relationship crisis in our own life, is it not? In each and every situations of life, we are really confused. Whether should I hear from my wife or should I hear from my mother? Wife will start thinking, should I hear from my husband or should I hear from my mother-in-law? The son or a daughter starts thinking, should I hear from my father or should I hear from my mother? We don't know how to go through the particular situations, because one decision we take might be pleasing to one, not be pleasing to other. Take any situation, think about it. Any celebration you do, none of the celebrations, marriages, functions, completes without conflicts. Is it not? One saree you buy for someone, wife may be happy, your mother may not be happy. You get what I mean? Or you choose a particular type of leading life, pleasing each and every person. For example, if the mother is cooking, the dinner might be suitable for one daughter, another daughter will start complaining, I don't like this at all. Trying to please one may not be a pleasing for other person. You get into this duality of life wherein, what should I do in this kind of conflicts what I have? Arjuna's situation and our situation are almost same. Arjuna, though he was extremely professional, having each skill, talents and facilities with him, at the time of crisis he didn't have clarity. Although he knew what is right to do, but he didn't have a power to make that choice in action. He was unable to make decisions. He was going through extreme confusion. Kimna Rajena Govinda. What is the use of this all kingdom about if I'm going to walk on the blood path to get this kingdom? What is the whole use of it? Absolutely not. For example, if a CEO of a company is doing a business for, let us say, 100 crore rupees for a particular contract, and he gets a call from his wife that I'm not going to stay with you anymore, what is he going to choose? Is he going to stay with the client again, get his business, or run back home, work out with his wife? What is the problem? At this moment of time, 100 crore rupees looks to be no use to him. Is it not? So many people in this world have everything in their life, but when the decision has come about their own relatives or their own children unable to save their life, they're begging doctors, I can give my entire wealth, please save them. The doctor sitting there. So many cases happen, so many cases. Unable to go through, without them, I will not be able to lead my life. If you could please save, because my life is surrounded and they are my center. If you could please save them. Without them, I don't see any life in me. Similarly, Arjuna too saw my grandfather is there and killing him and entering to the kingdom as a prince. What is the use of it? How am I going to see? Grandfather is not at all there. I'm entering the kingdom, winning the battle, but no celebration, because whoever I need to celebrate with, they've already left the world. For example, all of you have performed in your own life, studied. You would have thought about your own goal, and that goal is all centered around, I want to do something in my life so that I can show to my parents that I have achieved. How many of you? Each one of us have this goal that really I am doing everything in my life because my mother is there, whom I need to show them that I can achieve. I will tell you my own example. When I completed my Bachelor's of Engineering in Mechanical in JNNCE Shimoga, I was completely distinction throughout all the semesters. Those time BEs were pretty much so different because we used to have one university for 50 to 60 colleges. And all the question papers used to come from one university. Those days were difficult to crack. Distinction is so difficult, and I was distinction throughout all the semesters. Some of the time I stood first in the college. And after completing my BE, those times software engineering was so new, and I was into mechanical, and they were saying, get into software field. I said, this one box, I need to sit and hold the keyboard. What is there in that keyboard? Just typing it. Useless technology. Let me go into the lathe machine, and all kinds of dreams you have. Mechanical engineer, I will start an industry and so many things, and finished my BE, and I was jobless for 6 months. My father said, what is the use of your engineering? Useless fellow, you can't even earn 1,000 rupees. Immediately, the blood just comes out and said, I need to achieve, and left within 1 week. I went to Bangalore. All the buses and everything, searching jobs, going in all the areas, MG Road, going to each and every company, put your resume, and somehow I got a job in aeronautical agency. And luckily, I was in mechanical and they put me in the software field. What I thought was a rubbish, I had to end up with, because that was a time when money was coming. I said, my father has told me useless. What is the use of these certificates? Go and do something, earn. I said, money is important to me, let me get into the IT field. And within 6 months, I got opportunity to work in either Australia or US or Netherlands. And I went and I taken loan for studying my BE, 20,000 rupees. Within 1 week, I could able to send 20,000 rupees back to, I don't know how many of you are from Shimoga. There's a Canara Bank in Shimurti Circle. I don't know. Sent money directly to the bank. And I told my father that if you could please deposit it. And my father was in tears. 1 week, 20,000. Those days, 98, earning 20,000 rupees within 1 week. It's not a joke, it's a big amount. So, why did I come here? You want to achieve for your parents. I want to show it to my parents I can earn. You want to achieve something in your life to please, with a goal that, I want to show it to someone that I have done it. Is it not? So similarly, Arjuna too went into the war that I want to win the war. What is the use of all my skills, talents and facility if I'm not able to even win the war and show it to my grandfather? See, you only taught me how to be a soldier. Today I'm the soldier and I'm winning over you. But winning over you had a different situation altogether. That winning means you need to kill the person and that person would be no more. And Arjuna thought, what is the use of this entire kingdom? Better I run away from this battlefield. Completely, though he knew, he went through all kinds of emotional crisis in his own life, that when they were child, they were tried to be, they were almost killed by their own brothers. They were put into a house of fire. Their wife was molested in front of the entire kingdom. Their entire family were humiliated. And Kshatriyas, respect is the first priority in their life, and getting humiliation like this. And most of the time, we ourselves in our life, within our own close circles, get humiliated. I gave an example of my father. Though he didn't do it with that intention, that useless fellow, studying engineering, doing all the 8 semesters with distinctions. What is the use? You are sitting at home, not even earning 1,000 rupees. Money is important, not your education. You get what I mean? And most of the time, in our own relatives, friends, many times it happens so that everyone wants to put the leg of the other and put them down. Humiliate them. Is it not? How many of you have experienced? All of us experience in our life. Arjuna too got humiliated, and this is the time I need to take a revenge. And most of the time we also take revenge. I have met so many people who come to temple. They share with me their own situations in their life where they have been humiliated because of not having money. Humiliated because of not having a bodily beauty. Humiliated because of not having education. What useless fellow you are, you didn't even pass degree. Useless fellow sitting. Their blood boils. I need to achieve. On those relatives whom they have told, they keep always in their mind. You get what I mean? For example, when I built a house in the temple in Mysore, my relatives came. One relative commented, Radha, you have so much of money, why you didn't put the tiles into the road which is opposite to your house? You get what I mean? So many times, relatives in disguise try to pull you down. Arjuna too went through this and accomplished that. See, I am here in front of all of you who humiliated me. I am fighting in the war. But Krishna had a different situation altogether for Arjuna. Though Arjuna thought that I'm going to win the war and show to all my relatives, but Krishna had placed Arjuna in such a situation. You are going to get, but you have to lose something in your life to get something. Immediately he got into a purpose crisis. What is the purpose of doing all these things? I'm the most accomplished soldier in this world. No one can actually defeat me. Even if I win the war, what is the use of it? What is the whole purpose of having a kingdom? Whole purpose. Forgetfulness of purpose is all there with our own life. As soon as some crisis happens in our own family, we start asking, I was working so much in my company, I have earned millions of rupees and everything is there with me. I have a good bank balance, I have status, I have, I'm famous, I have control, I am professionally grown, I have assets, everything, but my son is no more with me. I have met so many who have lost their children because of accident. So many it happens, so many. What is the use of all these things now? One person became so mentally unstable as a father, so much professionally earned crores of rupees, losing son because of an unnatural death, completely put the father into the backstage where he became mentally retarded. It happens to so many in this world. So what is the whole purpose altogether? Arjuna started asking, I don't see any purpose. What is the use of fighting? So in this journey, Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna to ensure that Arjuna finds a purpose in his life. What is the purpose for doing all this? Very, very important for us to know. Luckily, Arjuna was fortunate that Krishna was there next to him, who actually spoke Bhagavad Gita. But at the same time, Arjuna chose Krishna as the driver of his chariot. Very important for us to understand. Choosing God as a problem solver in our life is different. Choosing God as a driver in our life is different. There are two things in our life. Many of us get into taking God for solving a particular problem. Perfect example is Duryodhana. Duryodhana went to meet Krishna and asked Krishna, I want your entire army. Because Duryodhana wanted to choose the army of Krishna and say, Krishna, that's it, Tata, bye-bye, see you. You have solved my problem. Everyone in this world wants to have Krishna to solve their problems. As soon as the problem is solved, my problem is solved, Tata, bye-bye, see you. Please don't join in my journey. I will call you when I need. You don't trouble me. You get what I mean? Most of us get into this groove that we want to do decisions on our own. We want to achieve on our own. If difficulty comes, we want to tap Krishna. Are you there? Fix this. Have you fixed it? Leave this place. Again, I want to be the king of this place. I want to achieve. This is the mentality of most of us in this world, but Arjuna wasn't like that. Arjuna picked up Krishna and Duryodhana picked up the army. Arjuna said, Krishna, I want you because having you in my difficulties means I have a purpose to lead in my life. Krishna said, I'm not going to help you in any way. I'm not going to pick up bow and arrow. I'm not going to help you in your archery. I'm not going to shoot anyone. I'm not going to kill anyone. Arjuna said, no, be my driver. Krishna picked up the lowest of the lowest position in front of Arjuna, only because Krishna can be defeated by love, nothing else. Krishna was not helping him in lifting the bow and arrow, but Krishna was showing the direction for him, the purpose for every action Arjuna was doing. Each one of us need to pick Krishna so that Krishna can give us the direction and the purpose for every action we do in our life. When we have a great purpose, everyone can achieve, right? Everyone needs motivation in their life, inspiration in their life. I need to have a vision. What is that vision for which I am working? And Krishna, when he became a chariot driver, Arjuna had a person who was giving him a spiritual vision, the purpose for which he has to fight in the battlefield. That is what made Arjuna to hear Bhagavad Gita as a transformational study. Very important. Bhagavad Gita is there, the book of knowledge, the wisdom that is there. Bhagavad Gita without Krishna is useless. Many people take up Bhagavad Gita without understanding who is the person who is addressing and who is the listener, who is the speaker. They don't want to know about it at all. They want to pick up Bhagavad Gita. Living Krishna, when you pick up Bhagavad Gita, living Krishna, Bhagavad Gita becomes just a book of psychology. That's all. Or book of stress management. Many people use it in colleges. Gita for stress management. Or book for, leadership. It's so famous in many of the IIT colleges now. Book for leadership, Bhagavad Gita. Or a self-help book. You get what I mean? But without Krishna, although the Gita might be useful, but it is not at all complete. If you really want to have a complete understanding of Bhagavad Gita, you need to groove yourself into the same position as Arjuna and hear from Krishna. Accepting Shishyaste Shadimam Tvam Prapannam. I am surrendering to you, Krishna. I have skills, talents, and facilities, but I don't know the direction at all. Which direction I need to travel? I absolutely have no idea. Krishna, you need to become my driver and show me the path. I will always be motivated to work under you. That is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, falls short, miserably short without Krishna. Hence, the entire Bhagavad Gita, the culmination of Bhagavad Gita is where Arjuna, though having all skills, talents, and facilities, surrendered to Krishna, understanding none of my capabilities would be of use during the crisis, and only one person whom I can take shelter is Krishna, who can give me the proper vision for leading my life. For example, just take an example of a car. You are having a posh car with a top engine which can take you 500 kilometers per hour, and your car is filled with petrol, having enough fuel. You have car, you have best of the best engine, you have car filled with fuel, but no driver. What is the use of that car? If the driver is there, he can take you to the right destination. Is it not? Without the driver, where are you going to go, even though you have the luxury of the car with you, with capabilities, everything with you, but driver is not there? What is the use of those engine? What is the use? Similarly, we might have all kinds of skills, talents with us. We might have PhDs, we might have done doctorate, we might have done all kinds of things. We might be famous, we might be having wealth with us, we might have having beauty with us, fame with us. But we don't know what is the purpose for which we are all having this asset with us. What is the use of it? It is just like having a posh car without a driver. Hence, choosing Krishna is extremely important in Bhagavad Gita. And if you really want to get up and fight in the battlefield of our own kshetra, and each one of us have our own little Kurukshetra in our life. Each one. You take anyone, including me. I have my own Kurukshetra that where I am battling. And each one of us have. And if we really want to fight in our Kurukshetra, we need to have Bhagavad Gita and we need to have Krishna as a speaker, and we need to have that humility and a surrender attitude to accept Krishna as our teacher and hear from him. That is where the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is extremely important, because First chapter of Bhagavad Gita sets up the problem statement that Arjuna had, which makes it very, very relevant for us to understand that, oh, I'm also in the same situation as Arjuna in my own life. And second, the thought to look into is when we have to accept Krishna in our life, there will be so many impediments we are going to get, where we'll be tested whether really I want to have Krishna in my life or not. So many. And Krishna is going to test us. And he has not left anyone. He tested Draupadi until she finally surrendered that none of my capable elders in the palace are going to support me and fight for me. And she just forgot that she is getting molested, and she just raised both of her hands and just prayed for Krishna. And Krishna then entered. Krishna entered Durvasa Muni when he had come to the hermitage of Pandavas. Krishna tested till the nth moment that nothing is there. And in utterly hopelessness, Pandavas cried, "Oh Krishna, what do we need to do now? Durvasa has come. If we are not going to feed him, he is going to give us curse. And our life is already in the forest. We don't know where we need to go now." Krishna is going to test all of us, but if we are taking Krishna along with us in the journey, Krishna will give us the direction, the enthusiasm, inspiration to lead our life with clarity. We would have everything in our life, but the crisis moment we will not have clarity. What should we do? What are we going to do? What is this for? Should I lead my life like this? Most of the people get depressed. Why? Why do they get depressed? Because of unable to understand the value of themselves, even though having everything in their life. Most of the people get into this, at some point of time in their life. Hence, Bhagavad Gita is very, very, very important for all of us to study. All of us to study. Please never think that, oh, Bhagavad Gita study is happening, we have only few people listening to it. But to even lift Bhagavad Gita, it requires good balance of punya in our life. Without that, we will never be able to. We will never be able to lift. For example, anything you want to purchase in your life, you need to have rokda. Is it not? For example, you go to a bank. I want to build a house, and I have seen a beautiful land. I want to build a house, and you know my name, and I have done double degree. Please give me the loan. Bank will say, just looking at you, handsome man, I can't give the loan. Tell me what asset you have. If you show me the asset, I will give you the reciprocation money. You get what I mean? You give me the asset. Give me over 100 kg of gold. I will give you 1 crore rupees. No problem, as a loan. Take it. Equivalent asset you give me. Anything you want to go and ask the bank or anywhere the money, they will ask you the equivalent amount. Give me. Similarly, if you really want to accept Krishna, ask Krishna, Krishna, be the driver in my life. You need to have a reciprocation. Just like a bank, you go ask money, they ask for equivalent. What you can give back, Krishna will ask what you can give back. When the transactions in day-to-day world itself is based upon this, Krishna, everything is coming from Krishna. Will Krishna not trade with us? Agarwal, you are Agarwal. You know the business better than 100 times better than me. Tell me, will Krishna not do trade with us intelligently? Yes, he will. If you want Krishna to be there in your life, Krishna will trade with you and tell, you need to give me something. And you say, Krishna, I can give you wealth. I can give you this. Bank will accept. Wow, sir, red carpet, please come. Please sit down. Immediately I will assist you. Sir, do you want Limca? Do you want Sprite? What do you want, sir? Milkshake, mango milkshake? I will get you, sir, just white. But Krishna will not at all be attracted with Krishna. I can give you a crown with diamonds, useless. Take it away. No crown, I don't need it at all. What Krishna asks is only one thing: time. Can you give me some time? And you ask, what should I do with that time? Think about me. That thinking comes from soul. You get what I mean? You are trading with the bank with your material assets. You have to trade with Krishna with your spiritual assets, which is soul. That is called Krishna consciousness, wherein you are trying to attract Krishna by giving him time, just like Arjuna sat in the middle of the battlefield. Krishna, please tell me, and he holded hands. And although Krishna was his friend, they slept together. They ate in the same plate. Such attractive friends, and Arjuna accepted Krishna as a teacher and said, Krishna, please tell me, what should I do? If we get into that kind of state, kind of consciousness, Bhagavad Gita starts in our life. Definitely it will start. We need to have that kind of consciousness with us. I will definitely tell you, if you come and hear Bhagavad Gita on every week, while I go through chapters, although I may not be able to go through every verses, but I will give you the glimpse of every chapter, so that if you go and read today the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, with this, definitely I will tell you, you will be able to understand the entire chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What? First chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, I am going to go through the second chapters, complete it in 3-4 weeks. And I will give you the glimpse of what the second chapter Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna and what is meant for us. How should we accept the teachings of Bhagavad Gita? Lord Krishna is giving in the second chapter. How it will be relevant to us, I'm going to share with all of you. If you go through it and systematically study Bhagavad Gita, I will tell you, this would be your life asset, permanent asset. Permanent asset that will support you throughout your life. Many people come and go in our life. One personality will stay with us throughout our journey. Even at the time of death is one handsome man holding flute, that is Krishna. And we need to have faith and keep that faith, unflinching faith with us. That is the gift of this life. And my request to all of you is, hold Bhagavad Gita and study it. Take it seriously. Whenever you have time, read. First chapter, all of you try to read. And come next week, I'm going to pick up the second chapter. And I will go through first 15 verses and give you the glimpse of what Krishna is trying to tell. Yeah? Thank you. Hare Krishna.